So if you've been desperately searching online for ways to get your eggs back, you have probably came across the infamous 30-day no contact rule. You know, that magical formula where you ignore your eggs for exactly 30 days and then poof, they suddenly want you back. Well, I've got some bad news for ya. It's complete bullshit. Listen, I've been helping people with breakups for like 5 years now, and I can tell you with absolute certainty that this 30-day formula is nothing but a marketing ploy designed to sell you false hope. I mean, let me paint a picture of how this usually plays out. So first of all, you're heartbroken, you're desperate, you're scrolling through endless websites looking for answers, right? And then you stumble upon some ex-bag guru telling you exactly what you want to hear. Just reach out to your ex in 30 days or 45 days, 60 days. The actual days don't even matter. I'm just using the 30 days example because it's the most common. But the point is, they tell you wait a certain period of days, a certain period of time, and then they tell you, hey, send this a perfectly crafted text message here, just use my template, and your ex will come running back or whatever. And then you think, finally, a solution, so you white-knuckle your way through those 30 days, counting every excruciating minute, convinced that on day 31, everything's gonna change. And then you send that crafted text message, and you get either met with silence or a rejection. That's usually how this this form of no contact works. Now let me explain why it actually doesn't work when it comes to raising your ex's attraction. First of all, it completely misunderstands the psychology of attraction and just romantic relationships. So when your ex dumps you, they're essentially telling you that they want space, but instead of respecting that and letting them come to you back at their own pace, you're basically putting a timer on their feelings. Oh, it's been exactly 30 days, time to love me again. Like, that's just not how human emotions work. I mean, think about it. Have your feelings for someone ever just changed because a certain number of days has passed? Of course not. Like, emotions, they don't operate on a schedule, and trying to force them to is just setting yourself up for disappointment. Second, there is zero evidence supporting this dumb approach. None. In fact, all the data shows the opposite. Pursuing someone who rejected you only leads to more rejection. But of course, no one wants to hear that. It's just much easier to sell you some quick fix fantasy. So these gurus selling you the 30-day no contact rule or the 60-45 whatever, they know it doesn't work. But they also know that desperate people will pay good money for hope, even if it is simply false hope. It's a predatory tactic, and I personally find it disgusting. That is my final fundamental stance on it. And third, and this one is crucial by the way, just waiting X amount of days and then reaching out, it makes you look pathetic. And mainly, why does it make you look pathetic? Because it makes you super predictable. Like, your ex isn't stupid. Like, they can figure out what you're doing, especially if you're reaching out every, I don't know, X amount of days. And nothing kills attraction faster than seeing someone playing obvious mind games instead of focusing on their own growth. And let's get even more real here, right? Reaching out after exactly 30 days, it actually communicates several unattractive things to your ex. It shows them you've been literally counting down the days, which is desperate. It proves your world still revolves around them, which is needy. It demonstrates you're willing to play games instead of being genuine, which is manipulative. And it signals you haven't really grown or changed, so basically the same old problems are potentially going to come up if they ever give you another shot. But here's what pisses me off the most about this whole thing, right? When you are locked in this 30-day no contact, whatever stuff, that diverts your attention from what actually matters. So instead of working on yourself and addressing the issues that led to your breakup, you're essentially doing nothing, just counting down the days like some lovesick teenager. You're not healing, you're not growing, you're just waiting passively. And that waiting is actively preventing you from doing the real work that might actually help you get your eggs back, or better yet, realize you deserve someone who actually wants to be with you. Now I know what you're thinking at this point. What if it does work, right? What if my situation is different? I've heard success stories of this rule, so what gives? And my answer to you is that I get it. You're hurting. You want your eggs back, and these gurus are selling you exactly what you want to hear. But here is the uncomfortable truth. The only way to have any chance with your ex is to actually let them go. At least when we're talking about chances, a chance to actually rebuild a healthy, stable relationship, right? I'm not saying that reaching out after a certain period is suddenly going to prevent you from going on a date with your ex. It might work, in fact, but to actually then rebuild an actual healthy, lasting relationship is gonna be way more difficult if you're focused on these gimmicks instead of actual growth. And yes, I have heard those success stories as well, but here's what not many of them tell you, right? Most of those reconciliations, for the same reasons I just mentioned a minute ago, they fail within weeks. Again, they are built on manipulation rather than genuine change and growth, and that's why they fail. So instead of this 30-day nonsense, here's what I recommend you do. First of all, tell your ex exactly what you want. Tell them clearly that you still like them, that you want to work things out, that you still love them, whatever. If they're receptive, great. Try to set up a date. Don't waste time just chit-chatting on the phone or via text. Set up a date. And if they don't want to go on a date with you, if they don't want to meet up with you, you walk away indefinitely, like it's done. Not for 30 days, not for 60 days, I'm talking indefinitely, and you go and find someone else. And when I say walk away, I mean really walk away. No social media stalking, no asking mutual friends about them, no orchestrated accidental run-ins, just focus on yourself. And if your ex ever reaches out, great, try to invite them on a date yet again and see how they respond at that point. And in the meantime, focus on actual growth. Exercise, sleep well, eat well, focus on your hobbies, socialize more, even go and date around. Because here's the irony, right? The moment you truly stop caring about getting them back is often the moment you actually become attractive to them again. And even if they don't come back, like even if your ex does not give you another shot, you'll be in a much better place to find someone who actually wants to be with you. Now, if you want a detailed roadmap for handling no contact the right way, a roadmap on how I would go about getting back with an ex, I have put together a free reattraction cheat sheet, as I call it. It's basically a one-page PDF that gives you all the tips and advice and the frameworks that you need to know how to get your eggs back in a way that's actually healthy and keeps your and your ex's dignity intact. If you want this free resource, just head on over to the description of this video. There's a link inside of there. Just click it and feel free to download the resource. With it said though, that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in, and just remember that real relationships are not built on tricks and timers. They're built on honesty, self-respect, and genuine growth. Take care.